So it looks like Netflix might be looking to grab the Need for Speed franchise, especially since they've been killing it with turning video games into hit shows and movies lately. But the big question is, what could a sequel do differently? Or could we see a total reboot with a new cast instead? And what about a prequel story? Here's everything we know about a potential sequel to Need for Speed. As we know, we could be in for a fresh take on the Need for Speed story, which sounds super exciting. IMDb has a listing for Need for Speed 2 as a follow-up to the 2014 film, and writer George Gattens is on board. But here's the catch, there's no cast announced yet. So we're still in the dark about who will play Toby Marshall's son. This role is going to be crucial, so fans are definitely curious about the casting choice. With Netflix's talent for making adaptations work, they could really give this franchise a new life. Now, let's dive into what Need for Speed 2 could be about. Imagine the story centers around Toby Marshall's son, who's grown up in the family workshop and has a knack for racing and customizing cars. As he turns 18, he dives into the racing world and quickly proves he's got skills. But things get intense when corrupt cops, who have a grudge against street racers, start making life difficult for him and his crew. They even roll out high-performance cars to chase them down. Marshall Jr. decides to build a Lotus Elise, perfect for zipping around tight corners. While juggling his college engineering studies, he meets a girl who's intrigued by his racing passion. At first, she's shocked by his street racing, but soon she gets pulled into the scene and discovers her own talent for it. As they gear up for the high-stakes De Leon race, packed with stages and crew swaps, things heat up. A rival racer, possibly linked to Dino, seeks revenge for a past loss and tips off the corrupt cops about the race, putting Marshall Jr. in danger. Adding to the drama, the girl he's dating turns out to be the daughter of one of those corrupt cops. She doesn't agree with her dad's shady actions and tries to warn Marshall Jr. about the trouble brewing. But Toby, clueless about her intentions, forbids his son from racing. Torn between loyalty to his dad and his passion for racing, Marshall Jr. decides to turn his mom's 2015 Mustang into a souped-up anti-cop runner. Meanwhile, his girlfriend sneaks him insider info from her dad, helping him navigate the risky race while dodging the law. As the De Leon race kicks off, Toby's crew finds themselves in a wild chase with the cops. Just when it's about to get crazy, Marshall Jr. jumps in to save the day, using the tips from his girlfriend to stay one step ahead. But disaster strikes when a major crash sidelines one of his crew members, and Toby can't drive due to an injury. No worries though, Marshall Jr. takes the wheel of the Lotus Elise and puts on an amazing show, just missing first place but earning respect from his rivals. Of course, there's always that one person who mocks him for bringing a Lotus Elise to a hypercar race, totally ignoring how well he did. Right when it seems like things are about to fall apart, Marshall Jr.'s girlfriend shows up with Toby in one of their old cars, revealing that a De Leon associate spilled secrets to the cops. Furious about the betrayal, the De Leon community disqualifies the snitch and welcomes Marshall Jr.'s girlfriend into their crew. But her choice to stand up against her corrupt dad leads to some serious consequences. She gets disowned and moves in with Marshall Jr. and his family. As they celebrate their victory, the groundwork for Need for Speed 3 starts to form, with the threat of revenge from the disgraced cop still looming. The aftermath of the De Leon race brings Toby's crew closer together, marking a new chapter for them. Marshall Jr.'s racing skills have earned him a place in the scene, while his girlfriend's courage sets the stage for even more adventures. With life settling into a new routine, Marshall Jr. and his girlfriend find comfort in each other, backed by Toby and the crew. But with her dad lurking in the shadows, challenges are definitely on the horizon. Still, they're ready to tackle whatever comes their way in the underground racing world. But the big question is, what could a sequel do differently? Or could we see a total reboot with a new cast instead? And what about a prequel story? When it comes to Need for Speed, the potential for a sequel or even a reboot opens up exciting possibilities. A sequel could take the foundation laid by Need for Speed Maverick and build upon it, introducing fresh dynamics while maintaining the essence of the original. One idea is to shift the focus onto the next generation of racers, creating a bridge between Toby Marshall's legacy and the new kids on the block. By doing this, filmmakers could explore themes of mentorship, legacy, and the evolution of racing culture in a way that resonates with both new audiences and longtime fans. One compelling direction could involve a deeper dive into the underground racing scene. While the first movie showcased high-octane races and thrilling chases, a sequel could add layers of complexity by exploring the various factions within the racing community. This could introduce rival gangs or clubs, each with their own style, motives, and values. Perhaps our protagonist, Toby Marshall's son, could find himself navigating a dangerous web of alliances and rivalries, ultimately having to choose where his loyalties lie. This would not only amp up the drama, but also add depth to the character interactions, showcasing how the racing world has evolved in the years since Toby's heyday. Alternatively, a reboot with a fresh cast could revitalize the franchise while appealing to a younger audience. A new interpretation of the Need for Speed universe could present a chance to modernize the themes and make them relevant to today's culture. With the rise of electric cars and increased environmental awareness, a reboot could incorporate these elements into the storyline. Imagine a racing circuit that challenges the status quo, pitting gas-guzzling muscle cars against high-tech electric vehicles. This could create a fascinating dichotomy where traditional racers face off against the new wave of eco-friendly speedsters. Moreover, a reboot could explore a broader range of characters, allowing for more diverse representation. The racing world is filled with unique personalities, and incorporating a more varied cast could reflect the global nature of racing today. This could include characters from different backgrounds, each bringing their own racing styles and stories to the table. A multicultural ensemble would not only enhance the narrative, but also resonate with audiences from various walks of life, making the story more relatable. Now, let's not forget the idea of a prequel. A Need for Speed prequel could delve into Toby Marshall's backstory, exploring his rise through the ranks of the racing world. This could provide a rich narrative that showcases his early challenges, friendships, and perhaps even rivalries that shaped him into the skilled racer we see in the original film. Fans would get to witness the pivotal moments that led to his passion for racing, making his character more relatable and layered. Additionally, a prequel could focus on the origins of the notorious De Leon race. What inspired the creation of such a high-stakes competition? Who were the early drivers, and what were the challenges they faced? This could attract a fresh audience while keeping the heart of the franchise intact. The future of Need for Speed should balance innovation with respect to its roots. Whether it's exploring new characters, revisiting familiar faces, or even stepping back in time, the goal should be to create a thrilling narrative that resonates with audiences. As we gear up for whatever comes next, the excitement around the possibilities for Need for Speed is undoubtedly revving up. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.